Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Personal Mastery Training. I'm your host, Alvin Brown. If you're new here, this is the space we dissect strategies, the thoughts, the narratives that help you to gain mastery over your internal world, which is the most important thing. Whether you're sports, business, or life, getting that mastery over yourself is key. We're here to help you to stop suffering in silence and start questioning the stories that keep you stuck. Remember, the goal isn't just to get through challenges and get through your life. That's tough. The goal here is to remind you to get from your challenges and get from life. Because when you do that, you'll be armed and ready for the next time the same one or a different one comes. It just helps to build strength. Before we jump in, do me a favor. If this show brings any value to you, and I hope it does, please let's build this community. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share this message with someone you know someone who needs to hear it because you've probably been telling them and they're not listening. Familiarity breeds contempt. You could say it the 10 different ways they don't hear you, but when it comes from someone else, they'll get the lights will go on. So let's grow the tribe together. All right, so here's the lesson today. This is a lesson building your laboratory of discomfort, leaning into challenges, building resilience through voluntary hardships, creating your own hard and getting through them because you'll learn something, you'll grow from them. All right. So today's session is personal. Over the last couple of decades or years, as many of you know, I've been deep in the trenches of training for bodybuilding competition over the last couple of years out of a passion. The journey, I call it pain to purpose. It was for a great reason. First, it was to channel my energy after the loss of my son. And then I've been in the industry for 30 years. Never thought of it as something I'd like to get into. I didn't respect it for what it was. But my daughter getting into it really opened my eyes and made me look at it a different way. And then I started to lean in and realize it had so many areas of it that was truly about mastery of self, personal mastery. It's my brand. It was sitting right in front of me and I overlooked it. So now I'm leaning into it. The bodybuilding is a strange beast. It's a sport of voluntary suffering. You are choosing to go 16 weeks, 20 weeks, whatever, but typically it's a 16-week prep. You're choosing to voluntarily go into suffering. I realized something during these my early morning sessions when I was staring at a piece of equipment, and it's typically equipment I detested. For instance, I remember all through high school I hated burpees. I hated the suicides running back and forth. Hated them. But anything I seem to detest, I want to lean into it. Now, when it comes to bodybuilding, I'd find myself looking at a specific leg press or a grueling cardio protocol like Stairmaster and thinking, I hate this. I hate that repetition over and over. And some of you who do this know. You just it's an hour, half an hour, whatever the number is, of just repetition over and over and over again. I hated that. But I knew anything I hated, it's time to lean in. So I did it anyway. And what I discovered is that by choosing uncomfortable exercises, uncomfortable situations, things that challenge you, I wasn't just building muscle. I was training my mind for life outside the gym. Because most things, if you want to be great at something, think about this. All the greatest people in life, it's just repetition. We just see the final story, the ending, the sexy stuff. But it's over and over repetition, boring. I've always said this that imagine watching Usain Bolt. I mean, this man ran under 9 seconds, 10 seconds, whatever it is, under for a world for to be forever remembered. But it took him decades of boring repetition that we'd never watch. Most people would never watch him do this over again. If he ever posted his daily life, you'd be, God, this again. But then we fall in love with the results. So when you're doing things that challenge you, things that are mundane or boring, remember you're getting closer to mastery, right? So here's a core concept: how you do one thing is how you do everything. That is the deal. If you dodge the hard sets in the gym, most likely you'll also dodge the hard conversations in your marriage, in your relationships, at work. If you negotiate with yourself on the treadmill, stairmaster, you'll negotiate with yourself for your standards in your business, in your life, in your relationships. How you do one things I do everything. By intentionally choosing the uncomfortable, you're callousing your mind, just like my hands are right now from the weights. Callousing your mind. You're teaching your brain the hard is not a reason to stop. Hard is simply a condition of the environment. It's a mindset. I love when I go through hard and look back at it and went, that was easy after that repetition. And I also, part of me knows that not a lot of people do it. So it kind of gives me some satisfaction just to know that it was hard at first and I got better at it. So here's a strategy to help you bridge the gap between understanding this concept and actually living it, which is what I always want to do. I don't want to just be here to entertain you and, talk into your ears. I want to give you practical strategies. I want you to give you three strategic ways to start training your mind for resilience today. One, audit your path of least resistance. We all have a default mode where we seek comfort somewhere in your finances, doing your taxes, whatever it might be, if not physical. I want you to look at your daily routine and find one area where you're choosing easy over effective. Is it the snooze button? Is it avoiding the most difficult email of the day until 4 p.m. till you no chance to do it? The taxes again, getting your receipts together. It's that season right now. Once you identify it, realize that this is your training ground. By attacking that specific task first, you're pivoting to yourself, you're proving to yourself that you govern your emotions. They don't govern you. So that's number one, audit. Number two, the rule of the uncomfortable third. When you're training or working, identify the 30% of your tasks that you detest the most, the leg days of your professional or personal life. Commit to doing at least one of those things every single day first. Uh, uh, Brian Tracy, I think, has a book out, Eat Your Frog. Eat the ugliest frog first. Everything else is easy after that. When you lead with the thing you detest, you remove the suffering and silence that comes from dreading it all day, maybe all week. You build a narrative. This is a narrative you'll build. I am a person who handles the hard stuff. That's the narrative you're going to start building. So, number two, the rule of the uncomfortable third. Number three, practice micro discomforts. If you can't build up to that big one yet, practice some micro discomforts. Resilience is a physiological and a psychological muscle. You don't have to start with the 500-pound squat. You have to build up to it. So what I'm suggesting is start choosing a small voluntary discomfort that have no immediate reward other than mental toughness. For instance, take the stairs instead of the elevator at work. Drink your coffee black if you prefer it sweet. These micro wins over your preferences stack up to create a macro identity of mastery. If you control your impulses in the small things, remember how you do one thing's I do everything, you'll become unshakable when life altering challenges hit you. This is how I'm able to get through. People wonder, how am I able to get through the things I do? Again, the loss of my son and so on, because I've had moments. I've lost a niece prior to my son, unfortunately. And I didn't get through that. I got from it. These are tough. These are the toughest things any parent will face. And I'm here to tell you, it's not just lip service. It's not me reading a book and giving you I'm 58 years old. I've lived life, and I came from humble beginnings to be here now to share this with you. This is what this mastery is about. Me taking my strategies, my life strategies, and handing them to you, so you don't have to walk that same path. All right. So in closing, the next time you're faced with a choice between the easy path and the one that makes your stomach turn a little bit or gets you angst, choose the discomfort. This is where the true mastery lies. This is how you grow. So as we wrap up today in this episode, here's a reminder. Your story to yourself will shift to empowerment when your quest for personal mastery begins. Don't let these ideas just sit in your head either. Education and information without application is just entertainment. Mastery is a full contact sport. If this resonated with you, please like, subscribe, share, and share this episode with somebody. And I'm going to leave you with this other last thing I'm always saying. As my mentor, Dr. Tom Hill, he's always said to me over the decades, one idea, well executed, can change your life forever. What one idea will you do? What one idea from this podcast, any other podcast? You've heard many podcasts, they're ubiquitous, but what are you doing about them? One idea at a time. Apply it and change your life, change your business, change your relationship, whatever it might be. All right, until next time, like, subscribe, share. I'm going to leave you with this. Peace. I'm sending you peace. I'm sending you love with a little bit of soul, baby. All right, until next time, I'll see you. Peace.